So this is another Captain Mangoman Vod Gold level. It's on King's Row again. Take a look, see what's going on. I haven't really looked at it at all.
What's it called?
I have that and another thing called Omnic, where you can like check all platforms. Yeah.
I'm down to play something else if somebody else wants to play.
I'm downloading.
Okay.
I'm downloading Oversumo right now.
I'd like to warm up on DPS, but it's fine if I don't.
Who else plays
If you
Moira?
guys want me to,
Dude,
if you guys want me to change from
Gus.
Hanzo.
I can go Orisa if you want.
If you guys want me to change from Hanzo,
What else can you play other than Hanzo? Like other, like tanker support, or what tanks can you play? Can you play any?
So I don't know what you're saying. So I
let's
assume
see,
you're
so my
within
main
this
tank
discussion, though it doesn't sound
would
like
be Reinhardt. My main tank
anyone's
is,
responding
well,
to you.
actually, no, my main tank is actually Roadhog. And then my
But you know, this doesn't happen at all.
So my
Like
main
even in Diamond,
support-
people discussing things, people just pick and they
my
go.
main support is also
Which
Moira.
I'm not saying it's, you know, I'm saying that's good that you guys are discussing, trying to make a plan to see what you guys want to do. You know, LFG gives you the opportunity, obviously, to restrict roles, but I guess you guys just are all, you don't care. But you guys are sticking to the 2-2-2, so maybe restricting roles might be better. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if you're the leader of this group or not. So you're going Zarya.
Who
Once I'm warmed up, I'm.
Yeah,
Oh
but
god, I'm
my,
like at 600 ping. Oh my god, no,
say,
please.
quick
This is
question.
why I
Sound up.
keep falling. It's because my.
Who?
So Zarya is tough to combo with Orisa. Oh, you're going triple tank actually. So yeah, those two go together. If you're going to go another tank, I might have gone Diva, but you know, do what you feel like. It's just that know that Orisa has shields that she can keep putting in front of her. So bubbling her right when her shield breaks isn't necessarily the best thing to do, because she might just put down another shield. Especially if you don't communicate with her that you want to bubble her when her shield breaks so you can get some charge. So it's going to be tough for you to get charge off of your other tank. Like a Reinhardt. Like if you bubble a Reinhardt, even when his shield is up, if they shoot at the middle of his shield, you get charge, whereas Orisa will be behind her shield. So that's why it's really like the charge difference between a Zarya with a Rein and a Zarya with a Orisa is really different, and you need to be saving your bubbles for either really big opportunities to get charge or to save someone's life, even if it only gets you like 5 charge, if it saves someone's life. You're mostly a ground comp, so this is okay. No one's really going to be able to follow up necessarily on Discord, but Discord's just good. Like, you can Discord a hook target to make sure it dies. Junkrat's not going to be able to just do spam. It's not awful. Yeah.
Who else mains Moira here?
Actually, I'd say your pick is the most out of comp.
my
Like, it doesn't synergize very well. Like, yeah, so you bubble, but she has a shield in front of her. So, like, why did you use this bubble? This is going to go on an 8-second cooldown, and there's no, you know, this is going to get you 0 charge.
my main is for
Your Orisa uses Fortify as well.
Dude, I've got 600 ping.
So if oh, you did use bubble. What did you? Oh, when did you use bubble for yourself? So you use bubble on
my
there,
main is for,
and you use bubble, but stay behind the shield. So if you're gonna use bubble on yourself, at least stand in the middle to try to get charge, because you stay behind the shield,
Dude, I've got 600 ping.
and then you walk past the shield with no cooldowns. Like you're putting yourself in positions to get
my main
damaged
for,
without
support
any
would be
charge.
Moira, but she's not like my.
And just looking at that person, like, all right, I'm gonna bubble you now. It's like you can save your bubbles. You don't have to use them off cooldown. I know you want to get charged, but you can't just force charge. You have to, you have to find the opportunities when they come. You can kind of force it with yourself, but you can't make a teammate do something.
Where's he at? I got him.
So, this is super dangerous. Your team is chasing a Reaper on around a hotel or something. So you're doing this alone, and now their path is cut off. Well, let's just see what happens first. Yeah. So you inserted yourself into the middle of their team, and now you're screwed. So let's go back. So let's just look at here. You went this way to chase two people that jumped down from here, but no one else jumped down, which means their whole team is here. At least you didn't even look to see if they were there, but their whole team's here. So your team is here looking this way while you ran off in that direction. And you were cutting yourself off, so their path is this way. So if they moved forward, you're cut off because your team's here, you're here. Some of their team is here, and some of their team is here. You are sandwiched between them, and they can just like squeeze you. And especially because your team was chasing a Reaper that was in a hotel. At least that was what the call was. So they're not even paying attention to you.
Where's he at? I got him.
Yeah.
Reaper's coming around again.
You kind of didn't even like look to aim. Like when you're in those situations, I understand like the like rush or anxiety that comes out. You're like, oh crap, I'm in a bad position, and you kind of just like throw your things. You just kind of like press all the buttons and hope for the best. But if you're in this position, you're going to die. Try to pick a target to like. Don't get in this position obviously to begin with, but if you find yourself in this position, you're like, oh crap, I'm screwed. You look. The Zen is probably the best target. Zen, she used all her bubbles, so Zen is not going to get a bubble. And you know, I mean, you're at 16 charge, so it'd be tough. But you don't even look to aim at anything or anyone.
I got fire striked.
Reinhardt and soldiers on point. I could use some help.
Headshot by Zen.
Any
Reaper
help
back
with
on.
those soldiers?
Yeah, they have a lot.
Oh,
Heal.
I got pinned by Ryan.
God, dude, why is my ping so terrible? That's mainly my
You
fault.
know
I got
what?
no damage.
And like you bubble him
You know what, guys?
when
I'm
he's
gonna get
hiding.
Reinhardt for a shield point. I'm going,
Like if you want to charge, if you had saved your bubble, you could have projected it on that Moira, because she's going to die anyway, and they're going to shoot your bubble when she's on point. So I mean, you could have gained 40 charge there and then ran away to save
They're
that
like
charge.
smart.
But yeah, you're too far up. Your team isn't there.
Every time I try to shoot through that window, it doesn't work.
You just threw your life away. It was obvious that you had lost the fight. Like you died, Junkrat died, and so you guys are coming back. Your other two tanks die, so it's just your two healers,
My ping's so
which
terrible.
she just dies now. So it's just your Moira alive.
That's mainly my fault. I got
And I would have just gone forward to give her a bubble if she's going to go on point,
I'm gonna get Reinhardt for a shield point.
and then you fall back to bookstore or whatever you want to call it around that corner back there, because right now only Moira is going to get shit spawn. So I mean that's your main healer, so it's important. But right now you have 5 people who can get a good position and kind of hold out until your Moira gets back.
They're like
But right now,
smart.
you're throwing your life away. Like, you're not going to do anything here. They have everyone. They have the point. They don't need to stay over there now, because that's going to take a while to open. You are just throwing
Every
your
time
life
I
away.
try to shoot through that window, it doesn't work.
And you and Junkrat just threw your lives away. There's no reason for you guys to stay over there. You should have been back here where this corner is, but because you two
great,
now
I get
died,
the bad respawn too.
your other team now can't stay there because you can just push forward and melt them. And you're just going to... All this is staggering. Like,
Okay, maybe
I have my ult.
you and Junkrat started the
We should
stagger,
go
and your team is just following up on it.
Breakdown.
Zarya's going left. Oh, no, she's not.
Wait, what the heck?
Oh, fuck. Nice. Oh, shit.
Get out of the way from me. My barrier is destroyed.
I mean, you should be dead.
I need a letter recharge.
Your team hasn't really grouped up at all, so I can't really...
How's the heals doing? Do you need help on
Oh, I'm
heals?
dead. I was over aggressive.
Okay, just checking.
Soldier behind.
It's soldier this way.
There's a shield for you. Long distance shield.
No!
We're good, we're good. We good, we good,
Why-
we good.
Alright, that
My-
Reaper's
my ult
stupid.
is at-
Like, you were at 40 health and he didn't even, like, he shot at you once and it just continued on. Like, he could have seen with your health bar, so that's weird. And you're going in. Like, you're at 39 health and you're going in. Like, what is
91%.
what is the thought
Who's at
process here?
90%?
I fell
Ryan
down
is
on
basically
accident.
down. Ryan's
Dude,
down.
how was Ryan? Oh my god.
Wow. I don't know how you didn't die.
Ah, fuck. Didn't get that far out.
You're doing fantastic.
Ulti's at 98%.
That's a waste of ult.
God, don't look,
Soldier
at the,
behind.
don't look at the kill feed.
So you guys had finally stabilized, and right now they have spawn advantage. It's not that big, but it's still their spawn advantage. And like after winning a fight, like you guys had won the fight. You guys had pushed them back, you finally stabilized. After winning a fight, there are two things you should not do. Waste your ult and die. And you did both.
Don't look at the
You
kill
wasted
feed.
your ult.
I got,
Because, like, did you need to use your ult to kill that Zarya? Like, could your team not just push up and kill her? So, yes, you got to kill with your ult, but it was not necessary to use your ult to get that kill. So, it's a wasted ult.
my, I got my,
Nobody saw it.
I got ulti.
So now you're down 2. They're down probably 2 as well, but
I do it
they can
every time.
reinforce a little bit
I just-
faster. I don't know. What are you doing? Are you debating to change? Like, I can't hear what you're saying,
Reaper
so
from
I don't
behind.
know what you're saying.
Oh,
But
somebody's in my trap. Yeah. I want to see you do wrecking
maybe
ball
once
like
you
a
leave
bunch of-
spawn, don't really turn around and change, especially when their fight was just about to start. So you would have been in that fight. I don't know if you could have done anything. Like going back way back to before you wasted your ult in your life. If you had stayed alive, you might have been able to engage first with your ult and kind of like zone them out, and it would have been maybe better. But that Reaper came behind and killed both your supports, so that would have been tough.
Reaper is. I almost had him. Almost had him.
I'm trying to think of another tank that I could
And
go.
the only thing I would have done differently after like finding myself in this position is that you didn't use your adaptive shields. Like you have 3 here, so there's 300 more health they have to burn through before they can move the payload. So that's the only small difference here. I mean, yeah, dying
I'm trying to
dying
think of
point.
another tank that
Use
I
your
could
adaptive
go.
shield to make sure
The only
it's
other
longer.
tank that I'm good with, that really good with, is Weaver.
I'm so dead, but.
Your team's just
Alright, we
tricking.
need to group up.
Yep. You need to group up.
Somebody's in my trap behind the payload. Okay, everybody stay to the right of that. Don't. You just stay grouped up. I have tire.
So do you have like you just have like a general idea when you use your slam, like you're not looking to see what you're gonna go. You just kinda like throw yourself up and then press B.
I have
Or
tire. I'm probably gonna go.
Circle, I guess, you're on PS4.
Reaper behind.
Reaper behind.
Yeah.
He's one.
Soldier
Got
knows
Mega.
where I am now.
I was gonna say I can switch to May after I use my ult.
Ouch!
Okay, I just use my ult, so once I die, I'll switch. Oh, there's Reaper.
After you saw he got Mega, I guess I wouldn't have gotten so close to him because you're a huge hitbox in a small room, so he's not gonna miss. And you outrange him as Hammond. So you don't need to get that close to a Reaper.
Reaper's down.
Like
Reaper's melted.
if a Reaper comes up on you, obviously that's could be your fault for not paying attention, but you voluntarily went into a small room with a Reaper that got the Mega health pack that you saw. So, you know, there's no surprise you died there.
He was at Ryan before.
Soldier
Soldier's
down.
down. shit.
Zen
Make
is
sure
really
you
good.
Doing pretty good about that though.
again.
Their Zen is amazing.
Your team's talking a lot, and the only thing that's really been useful is kind of like group up and Reaper 1, which I don't know what you said. I don't know if you told him he got health back, so you negate that call and saying, no, he has health back now. But you guys aren't keeping track of ults or anything, which at gold, obviously you're not going to, but you don't have to keep track of all their ults. Keep track of, just pick one, like as you as a player, pick one and just try to do that. Because if you do that in every game, you're going to start doing it more and more. And, you know, like I said, at gold, they're not going to do it, but if you want to get out of gold, you have to start doing it. Because you need to do things that other people aren't doing. So no one's talking about ults or anything, or ults you have, the combo, and ults win games, ults win you fights, and if you use them properly and don't waste them.
We'll see how it goes.
Oh, they're all going left side in here.
Oh, I got stunned.
Behind us, behind us.
Nice.
Did you use adaptive shield when you went in here?
It goes.
Oh, they're all going left side in here.
Oh, I got stunned.
Behind us, behind us.
Nice.
Reaper.
I need heals, I need heals.
So, like I said, wasting it all. You guys had won that fight, so this ult does nothing. Even if it killed all of them, it just makes them actually regroup faster. So, here, when you slam,
I need heals, I need heals.
when you slam right here, they get pushed into the air, and shooting someone that's falling is actually very easy. It's hard to move in Overwatch to air strafe. You really can't do it. So, like right here, the Zen right here, discorded, and only at 100 health. Each bar, I think it's 100. Is 50? Oh no, it's not. He might be at 50 health. He's at 100 right now, and you can just easily pop out and shoot him on his way down. And either you force ult, like he has Zen ult, so which is a big win for you, and you still have your ult, but no, you wasted ult, so.
My ult is at 80%.
Very nice.
Where are you going?
There's no
Where?
Reaper behind us.
You took
Oh, I
yourself
see
out
your
of the
arrow
fight.
up there, Jesus.
I mean, it's okay, like, when you're here to go get that mega,
80%.
but, like, here, going this way is just way too far. First of all, there's no hold back there. You could have gotten the one in the bookstore, or the one underneath in that little
Nice.
stone room. I don't know what to call that.
Reaper behind us.
You take
Oh, I
yourself
see
out of
your
the fight
arrow
way
up
too
there,
much.
Jesus.
Right here.
We're just down pretty far.
So, you had your adaptive shield the whole time too, and you didn't use it at all to try to escape. Like, use the abilities you have.
I got my ulti.
Yep.
I have my ult again.
Watch out,
Reaper
Reaper's up
is
behind us,
above.
Reaper's up behind us.
Behind, above.
What? That
Got
didn't
him,
go
got him, got him.
at all.
Get this Moira, get this Moira.
At all.
Your Zen is destroying
Dropping
me.
ult.
Heals, heals.
I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead.
Zarya down. Diva's out of mech.
God, yeah. Can we
My
get heals?
self-destruct did not go the way I wanted.
I'm warmed up now, we're fine.
Of course they do.
So, like I said, I can't hear you. So I assume you called out they have a Pharah now. At least I assume so, because that's what you should be calling out.
Yeah, let them group up on top,
there's a
on
group.
top of the tire. Here, fall back to the payload.
You have adaptive shields, you have shields.
Let 'em group up.
Don't use it. So, like, you really just fed yourself there. Especially because you didn't use adaptive shields. Where am I? Yeah, so you're wanting to go for the big slam here,
Yeah, let them group up on top,
there's a
on
group.
top of the tire.
but you you have no idea at all what's underneath you. So like, you slam, you luckily hit people. You don't. You can get 200 shields to cover yourself to get back to your team to heal back up. But
Here, fall back to the payload. If you're up top, if you're up there, let him group out.
like, you inserted yourself into the middle team and didn't even use your resources to make yourself survive in there.
Diva, don't give away my spot. Diva, no.
Oh, alright, I'm down. Do you want me to switch still?
Zen is like really low.
No, sorry.
Really low.
Do you want me to stay Orisa, or do you want me to go May?
Oh shoot, I'm getting destroyed over here. I just got destroyed.
Dude, Moira, you're trash. Hold down L2.
But my ultimate's almost ready.
You need to make her attack a straight beam.
Oh,
My ultimate's ready.
Adaptive shield, like, you aren't using your adaptive shields at all. You've like forgotten completely about them.
No, you are not.
Oh shoot. What the heck? He booped me.
I was behind May's wall. Ouch. Oh, I wasn't in the transpose.
Can you get rid of that far? She's like really annoying. Okay. I'm getting that.
Farrah's down.
God, Diva,
Diva's out of
beat
my
that. Like, look at this Diva. I love. So Justice, she gets the full Justice off, and Diva's just defense matrix in the front. Like, Diva.
Farrah's down.
Yeah, she didn't.
Diva's out. Go on.
Diva's frozen.
What the heck?
Oh, I was moving
Get
over
on
there.
it. Get on the point. On the point.
Ah, no. Alright, we're good.
It's okay, we're good.
Yeah.
So overall, you just don't use your abilities very well. You mostly were positioning okay. You had one bad positioning as Zarya, and you kind of went in a little bit without a plan
I'm not.
as
I'm a good Ryan,
Hammond.
but I'm a better Hanzo.
But
So either
really
I
the
go
big
Han-
problems were you weren't using your adaptive shields as Hammond, and you weren't bubbling at the right times as Zarya, so you just kind of never had charge as Zarya, and you always died as Hammond because you didn't use the button that gave you more health.
So I go Ryan. Okay.
Captain, if you want, you can go Junkrat. I can go. Actually, I've stopped.
So
I'd be asking for a Zarya, because Zarya combos well with
the
you.
exact same. I think
There
I
we
have
go.
the exact
What
same
else
at
do you
first Junkrat as I do Hanzo.
You want to forget?
I have 19 hours
Bridget
Junkrat,
works.
17.
You work for that, works with the Rhine.
Yeah, 10 hours Zarya. She's my favorite tank. That's
So this is not a bad comp at all. The Junkrat's going to be a little difficult on attack.
I'm getting Junkrats, then I'm
'Cause,
getting
you know,
hers.
he's a spammy character, likes to shoot chokes, and you're the ones that have to go through the choke, not the enemy team. But he can, if he can position himself on high ground, you can spam,
I'm
like,
Hanzo, Genji.
if they play like a bunker comp or something like that, you can spam them. They play Ryan Zarya. That Zarya is going to be supercharged, but he can spam their shield, and you can win the shield war. So
And
we'll
then
see.
probably Soldier, because that's why a lot
See
of
what the
Oh!
enemy team does.
I landed this, like, box right here. I flipped it up against the wall and it just... I did it again!
No, they don't.
So they have a Bastion.
Take it off. They did have
That Bastion's going to melt your shield.
Going
Yeah,
down quick.
yeah, so that like I said, that Bastion's going to melt Ryan's shield.
So you need to take care of that Bastion who doesn't have any cover.
Shields down, shields down.
Like, he's wide open right there.
Oh. Damn.
It's wide open
Okay.
for you to shoot at. Just spam. There you go. Could have done it a little earlier, but you finally recognize it. Boom. Look how easy that was. Now you're gonna win the shield war. You just spam Hanzo.
My
Yep.
butt. Okay, barriers down, barriers down.
Got him.
Oh,
Got us
Right,
down.
right.
where's that line? Where's that line?
Nice. Is that everybody?
Was that on purpose, or was that just like? Because I don't think that was on purpose. I don't think you dodged just because the Rhine charged and you knew he was behind him, because you weren't looking to shoot at him.
Nice.
Bastion.
Watch out for the bastion.
You could have stormboat right there to melt him. You would have killed him. He wouldn't have gotten away. If you stormboat him.
Oh, he's got a radar literally on him.
He's going right.
Sorry, wasted bubble.
Four is down.
I don't know why I did that. Do we have point? Hurry, catch it. 3 on it. Okay.
Bastion's out. Left.
I know it's like a 4 meter walk for me, but
So you have all. I don't know if you're asking Zarya if she has thing. I saw your name pop up here, but I don't hear Zarya telling you that she does. I didn't see you look to see if she had it. So before you do something like this, I'd at least look to see if my Zarya is anywhere close to Grav, because that wins a fight right there. Grav, Dragon Strike wins a fight. So this normally there's 2 Dragon Strikes for every Grav. Like, that's just basically how the ult charge works. But good Zaryas can build them up just as fast as a Hanzo. So you always want to look to see if your Zarya did work.
If you want to right now, you can.
They got
I got
Nana now.
swept. I got swept.
Reaper tried flanking.
shit.
I don't know what happened.
There, guys.
So you're a little tunnel vision there. Like, you're a sniper and you go way ahead of everyone here. So you Dragon Strike, and Dragon Strike can be used as kind of like a smoke screen. But you are the only one that goes forward, so you are all alone as a sniper on the ground in the middle of everywhere. Like, look at your position. You're in the middle of the entire point. So you have people here shooting you. You have a Rhine over here fire striking you. They were set up over here so they could shoot you, and you also have this side, which no one is there. But what I'm saying is, you're surrounded. You have so many sight lines that can shoot at you that you don't want to be up here. So you could have easily been up top in that window and still fired at all these angles, but have cover. So I wouldn't have, your positioning here is awful, and you get bailed out by your Zarya. Like, and you don't even,
They
I
got
got
Nana.
I think you're tunnel vision on a Bastion, and you want to kill this Bastion, which people do all the time. They tunnel vision on a Bastion, which when there is a Bastion on the field, you need to kill him quickly, but you need to work as a team to do it. And you don't have your Rhine in front of you. You don't have a Zarya. Well, Zarya does throw a bubble on you, but he can melt you. The Rhine's going to charge you.
I got swept.
Reaper tried flanking. I don't know what happened.
You're basically going a one-man army, and you just get bailed out.
There, guys.
One more silver.
Bastion's dead. Bastion's
Nice.
dead.
I have rally, by the way.
I have a Cola that's around the corner. I am.
So now you are very close to Dragon Strike. Your Zarya probably has Grav. So what you need to do is farm this up as quickly as possible before the next fight starts. So what you should do is climb up into this window that's up here, walk over here onto this ledge, and spam at the people trying to reinforce. And maybe you even kill them before they even get another fight. Like, you're safe up here as long as you're smart and don't overstay your welcome. Just poke, shoot, hide, poke, shoot, hide. This is what you're trying to get. If you get picks, great. But once you have this right here, and they're reinforced a lot, just come back to your team.
Tell me
So
when
right
to
now,
pop
you
out.
fall back to the
Lag, oh my God,
payload,
dude.
which you don't need to do. If you do go on a flank,
Make
though,
sure to stay on that payload, guys.
you let your
That's like
Zarya
the most
know
important thing for us right now.
615 ping.
I'm right here.
Bro, your
you're a little too focused. That
ping is at
Farrah is now
615.
out of your sight.
No, you're kidding.
Yes.
Ryan's going around.
I got my Earth Shatter.
I didn't block it. Dude, I could tie it right now and kill their whole team with my lag.
Should have waited for grab. Yeah.
Fars
I mean-
behind us.
should have waited for Grav. I mean, you won the fight. You didn't need to use Grav, so now you can use Grav with Hammer. So that's actually, they were all funneled into a small area. So I know they say, oh, that you need to wait for Grav, and I've been saying you should always look for Grav. That's what you should always be looking for. But if you get them in a small tunnel, like, you know, and you have Dragon Strike, you don't need to use Grav. Like, why would you waste Grav just to do the same thing? So that was actually a good ult, because they're all tunneled up, they're all split. Like, they had to all split apart to try to just get away from it, and they took massive amount of damage. So you won the fight off of your Dragon Strike, and were able to save Grav. So that's actually really good.
Sorry, was behind.
It was like, why would you complain that you didn't get to use an ult after winning a fight? Like,
She's down.
that doesn't make sense to that.
Yeah.
Because now you can use
So that-
Grav. You're probably not going to have Dragon Strike unless you do massive amount of damage for that Grav, but Reinhardt can get up his Shatter. I don't know, I don't know what your team ults are at, so I'd be looking to see what my team ults are at and trying to make a plan. Like I said, you're not going to be able to do everyone at gold, or especially when you start, but you can, right now, at least be looking just for you and Zarya to Grav, and then maybe if they have a Zen to see try to figure out if he has ult.
Still have coalescence.
Yeah, I got grab too.
Perfect.
Here. I can Earth Shatter.
This is so
Make
dumb.
that Zarya waste
Not for
ult.
you. Not for you. This is not done for you. This is done for the Anna. Because, what's the chance that you headshot her and you kill her? Even if you only do it 30% of the time, it's 30%. What's the chance? She can't one-shot you. Like, she can't one-shot you. So, you're safe. So, this is a great duel.
Tell me what he does.
There it is.
No, I mean,
Bro, I am 9 HP. I need help.
boom.
Bad.
No, you did. It was close. But she got 3 shots on you, and you only needed to land 1. That's why it's a horrible duel for an
Dead,
Anna
I'm
to take.
dead.
Behind you, Butter. Ah, fuck. He's only did
Oh,
his
Brian
bum.
got me.
Double shit.
Sorry, he got mad at me because I poked him.
Pushing the payload. Finding there's more right
I'll be
here.
back in a moment.
There's no
Oh, we're
way.
back.
Alright,
So
I'm back.
she still hasn't used grab, right? Did I hear grab? I didn't hear grab. I didn't hear Zarya use grab yet. Like, this is the things you really need to be paying
I'm
attention
back,
to,
I'm back,
especially
I'm
with, as Hanzo. Just your Zarya. Like, I don't care about anyone else on your team, but your Zarya's ultimate, because that just wins games.
Good, dude, we're fucking killing him.
Grabbing.
Okay.
Yeah, they're getting destroyed. We still got 4 minutes, and we still got 4.5 minutes to push it like.
There's a bit behind.
Now he's moving back.
Who's on one? Who's on a 17 player? Nice, dude. Oh, that's Zarya's
Oh
dead.
shit.
Oh, I just got put
Brian
to
got
sleep.
me again.
That Reinhardt
Oh,
has one hit.
Bastion, you're so dead, dude.
I'm dead, I'm dead,
I'll be
I'm
back in
dead.
a moment.
Oh my god.
Should we get
Yeah.
back?
I hate
Oh,
this
you guys are
Bastion.
already there. Never mind.
Guys, rush.
I
He's
gotta
at
do
It's got
it.
4 minutes, so you
In the
don't
parking lot,
need to
duh.
rush. Just take your time.
He's obviously parked in the parking lot. Where else would he be parked? A doorway.
Dude, they had to go Bastion just to secure their victory. It's still not gonna work because I'm a.
My Earth Shatter's almost ready. So, not too long.
Reaper's basically down. I'm gonna go
Okay,
poke
I got
that
Earth
fucker.
Shatter, I got
I'm
Earth
gonna get
Shatter.
that Bastion. Fuck that shit.
I have Earth
Wait, how
Shatter.
do I get up there?
Bastion doesn't have anything, so
How do I get up
that's
there?
what I'd be
I got
trying to
all-
do,
I
is
got all-
make that Bastion repositions, because they're not shielding the
Really thought
Bastion
he
at
could
all.
teleport up to me.
I'm gonna go poke his ass. Like, quite literally.
Tell me
Ready?
when you guys want me to use it.
He's stunned. Oh, 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 oh. Got him.
You don't even care about that Moira orb. Like,
Oh, oh, oh.
it's coming at you, and you're walking towards it. You're at 95
Oh.
health. You just kind of like eat it.
Got him.
I'm going to play the game, boys.
It wasn't like that was like some orb out of nowhere. You just kind of just
Got it.
ignored it. So
Team kill.
Team kill.
Let's
The only
go.
other thing I would say about that last fight is you could have gone back up top. You were doing it a couple times, but as soon as that Reaper killed you, you didn't want to do it again. But all you have to do is look to see if there's a Reaper there, and because that's a great position for snipers. Like, that's great. And when they run a Rein Zarya, when you're up there, that Rein shield becomes useless. Like, you can shoot easily anyone, even the Rein. The Rein would have to move his shield above him to shield, and then that's awful because then your team could just shoot him. So it's good that you recognized you wanted to go up there, but you can gone up there like again. You just didn't want to, and stayed on the low ground. Got killed by a
Oh my
Moira
god.
orb.
Bastion almost got me, but I fucked him up. Dude, that's all good.
I did a lot of damage to their Ana, but
I did a lot of healing.
I'm gonna play McCree. Wait, what's their team again? They have
I
Bastion.
think that was in
All
the
you have to do
first,
is get one
the
tick,
first
right?
half of the match. I had 10,000. 10,000. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, who
I
did our
honestly don't think there's going to be much to look
Dear
at.
God, dude.
21 minutes.
I've got
So you get it off first push?
on deck. No.
Yeah, you get it off first push.
Jesus.
I think I've already reviewed Orisa Vod for you, right?
Steve up top.
So, I guess for here, you just put your shield. No, I don't know. As an Orisa, pushing into a Rein is like, you don't want to do this. Like, the Orisa is a bad pick, honestly. I would have just gone Rein.
Top right, sorry.
Balcony.
It's really tough to move forward as an Orisa.
Yep.
There's a thing shooting. Like, did no one like notice that? The sim turret.
Steve up top.
Top
right, sorry.
Balcony.
Like, that sim turret. It's right in front of you. Shooting your shield.
Yep. Cement your turret.
She's really weak.
Melting you now.
I'm not that good of a Genji.
Some Mexico.
I've checked my hours on him and comp in total. That's. I have like maybe an hour on him. If you look at my quick play time, that's my friend who did all that.
Like, Orisa's just tough. Like, you're finding it hard to move through this choke because you don't have the right main tank to get through this choke. Main tanks demand, like, they're the ones that grab the space, and Orisa's really hard to go into space and demand it. Reinhardt's pretty good at it. Winston's good at it, but Winston demands space more, like, in their backline. So it's gonna be really tough with, like, especially with sim turns, because you're just gonna be a slow walking, like, bunker kind of thing. It's really weird.
He has 40 hours on verse.
Ryan's down.
Nice shield bash.
Steve is going after me because he knows I'm the
Okay.
weakest.
Oh. Too many people going Diva.
I don't know where.
He's like one hit.
Oh, that's my damage orb. Yeah, get off of me.
The only problem is that you've done this twice. I mean, you won, but you put your shield, but then you immediately walk away from it and use your fortify. So that just means your shield placement is shit. You know, like, don't throw your shield unless you plan on using it, I guess is what I'm saying.
I mean, or
Shoot that, like, shield. Now let me just go over here and fortify.
Oh, that's my damage orb. Yeah, get off of me.
It just,
Yeah,
you
take
didn't use
it,
your shield at all.
bitches. Fuck you. Take
Good
my
win.
shield, you dick.
Your Hanzo is really good. The only thing is that you didn't pay attention to your Zarya enough, I would say, and yeah. So really, with your Hanzo play, it's pretty good, all for gold especially. The only advice I can really give you with that is the ults. That will get you really up. Is know that you're close to ult and try to find ways to gain more ult charge without risking your life. And especially when you have a Zarya on your team, try to combo with her as much as possible. But, you know, don't do it just for the sake of doing it. Do it to win the fights, obviously. And if Zarya wastes Graph, like let's say at the end of the fight, and they only have 2 people left, and your Zarya wastes Graph, do not Dragon Strike it. Don't just Dragon Strike because you hear Graph. So, but that's more of a things that plats do. So if you do that, you'll get the plat, and then you'll have to break that habit. Most of your gameplay was, for Hanzo, and then there was Wrecking Ball, which was the second most used character you had. You didn't use your adaptive shields at all. Well, I wouldn't say at all. You used them occasionally, but you could have used it a lot to save your life, and you didn't. So I just don't think you know Wrecking Ball enough or have him in your brain, his abilities enough. So you just got to practice. It's just practice. And you didn't really look to pay attention to where you're going to slam. So you need to have a plan for slam. Like, who are you going to hit with your slam? What do you plan to use the slam for? And then once you do slam, you normally slam, adapted shield, shoot a target that's falling down, usually a healer. Zen is the best target because he doesn't have any abilities to at all go away. Go away. So like if you shot a Moira could fade and go away. So other than that, I mean, your Zarya, we didn't see a lot of it. It was just, I don't think it was a good pick for the comp you had, because it was going to be really hard for you to get charge. You killed yourself by just inserting yourself into the enemy team and dying. And then the Orisa play, I mean, I've already reviewed your Orisa. It's better than last time, but still, you put down a shield and kind of like walk away. Now, if your shield is bad, you don't stay there and try to make use of it, usually. You just gotta put your shields down in better places. So I hope this helped, and good luck